All right, now we're going to be doing our regular chores. So let's start with that. I will start with feeding the young chicks. They're like a couple months old, the ones that are down here. They are usually very hungry in the morning and they have no food left at all. And you can see it's been raining. So as you can also see, I have all these fence posts on top of their temporary pen. I do that to keep the tarp on, just in case it gets windy, and also so the raccoons and other creatures can't lift up the top and get inside the pen. All right, this whole top comes up, and this whole top comes up. We just lift it up, but I can't do it with one hand and hold the camera at the same time because of all the weight of the water. Okay, these teenage chicks, they'll fly out the top. So you got to be really careful when you go in and out. Got to go in and out quick so that you don't, so they don't fly out on you. All right, I open the garage door, and then we have the 4 bins. The first bin is regular crumble. The second bin is scratch. The third bin is what we call it, all flock pellet. It has the heavier, higher percentage of protein. And then I have a mixture of crumble and chick starter in this one. So this will go for the young chicks. All right, we use this Folgers container. I'll be getting more of this feed. So that's what I use to feed our young teens. And they are hungry. Now what I do is I literally just pour it through the screen. Right into the food container that they have. All right, now that they are busy, because I put in the food for them, now that they're busy, I'm gonna grab this water quick, and then I can take it out and rinse it and fill it up. Now I'm gonna go clean this up and show you what we do with our water. Our water, of course, is on the side of the pump house. We keep these turned off at all times because our water hoses break. So this one is the blue one that we use, so I turn that on. There it is. All right. Turn that up. There it is. And then, because it's raining and sprinkling, or it could at any time, I put the tarp back over and put a few of the fence posts on there just to keep it so if the wind comes up it won't blow it off. Now in front of this I have the plastic, and I keep that down when rain is threatening. Put this over because it will just blow down and cover the front. And this is for the little babies. We have little baby chicks. And we have Mama Hen. There she is with their little baby chicks underneath her. So they don't go through a lot of water and a lot of feed. At least not yet. Alright, you can see the feed is empty. And the water is about half full. Now usually what I do is I clean off all those shavings that get inside the feeder. Just scoop it out with my finger. And so I'll get some feed for them too. The mama and the chicks love scratching up the pine shavings, so there's usually so much that gets into the feeder that there's hardly any water that's available for them. So scoop it out a little bit. There we go. Now it's a little cleaner. Okay, with this one, with the hen and the baby chicks, we access it just by the top. We just lift the top. Just lift the top up, and then you can get the feed in the trough there. Okay, now we're going to fill up for the turkeys. And what I do is I do 2 scoops of the crumb, 1 scoop of the scratch, and 3-4 scoops of the pellet. And there it is, now filled. Okay, and we are going to this pen here. We have a stick that's propped up. Hello, guys. All right. Ooh, they were hungry. Now I keep some in there because the roosters can't reach the feeder. So now I'm going to try to find where we have a pan in here somewhere. So I'll put a pile on the ground because, like I said, the roosters can't get to it. Now we can see that the water is empty. So I'm going to bring that out and fill it, well, not fill it up, but do it about half full of water. Now because that turkey pen was so empty, I'm going to give them another full scoop. So the hose that goes out to is the green one. So I'll turn that on, turn the blue one off, and then I will fill the waterers as well. I assume that you've used these waterers before. There is a little pin on the bottom. You just twist it and it lets loose. And now you can rinse it out quick and fill it up. All right, now we got the same fill for the other turkey pen. All right. And they are usually very excited for, and I just put them on the ground so that the little chickens can get it. Only about, a quarter of the fill. All right, and then we will fill up this one with water as well. Now for the chickens, and chickens only, We use more scratch, same 1 scoop of, and just 1 of the all flock, just to give them a little bit more protein. So 3 of those, maybe 4, 1 and 1. Okay, we have a feeding system for the chickens. The chickens are used to going out. They're used to going out, and so it's very hard to open up the door without having a bunch escape. You want to keep it closed while you're here. So I just put in this new 4-inch PVC pipe. And we can put the feed through there. That way you don't have to open up the door. There's a cover for it, and you can just throw the feed right down. There we go. And put the cover back on. And I'm going to have a pan. There's a pan underneath, hopefully, that will catch it, all the feed. So yeah, there you go. Oh, and by the way, watch out for those. I've nabbed my head a couple times on those when you walk through. So this is the chicken pen. And like I said, they're used to running out, but while they're busy, which they are, you can grab the water, which is empty again. But they're nice and busy. So I'll be able to fill the water. And sometimes we will have an animal here in this little A-frame. Right now we have Wilbur in here. Wilbur and Big Beard have really fought hard, and Wilbur's pretty beaten up, so we'll put him here just to keep him from fighting for a while and to heal up. So we're going to put water in there, and we put a little dash of food in there. This is just temporary, so he might not be in here. You just got to check to make sure. And this final one, which is on the end of the large chicken run and or turkey run and coop, she was injured somehow, and we're not sure, so we're keeping her away from the other chickens. So we have Hook and Eyes that get out. Ooh, there was a bug she wanted. Anyways, typically she doesn't try to run out. There. Okay. And she's obviously feeling better. I put a little bit on that rock, and then of course I'll fill her feeder too, or water her, clean it, and we'll rinse it out, and then she's hungry. She's doing a lot better. Okay, now we have bunnies. This is Prince Tutu. He loves being petted. Absolutely loves the attention. He just like sits there and his little eyes go. And he just really loves it. He loves little treats too. All right, so what we do is we have this container right here, and we put in some bunny pellets, and we put in the hay that's in that bag. Just a little bit. We put that in. This is the only one that has a hopper. And then we will put in a small handful of this Timothy hay. So as you can see, not much, just a little handful. And put them in there. There you go. I just put it right alongside the bowl. And make sure you lock them because he escaped once already. And then this one, the bowls are attached. So you just open up and you let them in. Put a little bit of hay there, fill the bowl up. And also, let's see, you can see the water is right there. So they're still working good. It's the only way I can see the water is if I just shake it a little bit. And I think Romeo is his name. And sometimes he is good with a little petting. Sometimes not. But anyways, filled the bowl, shoved a little bit of hay right there. Let's check Prince Tutu's water situation here. Yeah, see, it's right there. So half, getting closer. All right, now these two guys, the black one and the white spotted one, they are not interested in being petted. So what I do, and they don't do a lot of hay. These two don't really think it's that great. So I just put that in the one side of the bowl and then the feed in the other. You can see that the water is pretty good. Ooh, this one's getting a little bit low right there on the bottom. So I'll fill this one up. And this one has a little trough for the hay, just a little gob of hay. And these are zip tied right to these so they can't pull them around. So you can keep that filled, of course. So, except for that one waterer, I am pretty good. And when you are done watering them all, just turn it all off and make sure that all the bottom ones are off as well. Now, garden. These are the back gardens. The squash, and we've got cabbage and broccoli and peas. This one will be filled with peas when you come to water. And then these beans here. So we just, turn it on, hose, water well. If it hasn't rained, water well. And then there's these as well in this long, skinny one that connects the house with the garage. We have some herbs there. Those are just weeds. Our garlic isn't doing so good, so I don't even know if you should bother watering that. And there are onions in this following one. And those onions and kale. And then the strawberries up here. You can usually access them from the back hose. And there is the hose for the garden by the house. Don't forget the sunflowers. You can see they're starting to do pretty good. So water those every day. These are strawberries. Don't water these every single day, like every third, fourth day. But all these can be watered if it has not rained. Water for the broccoli. And all along the house here. And all the plants along the house. We have some still in the greenhouse. And Jamie usually uses this squirt bottle that's right below all of them. She fills that with water from our barrel here. So rainwater. If there is no rainwater, then just fill it with the water from the tap. But every one of these, of course, will get watered. So, as you can see, there's a combination of house plants and all the plants here. They all need water. And like I said, she uses that squirt bottle. Just fill it up, and then all you have to squirt, just squirts right out the top. And don't forget the basil. Sometimes I forget that one. Okay. And don't forget to water these, especially the ones on the very top. Don't forget to water those, because these don't hold much water, so they dry out quickly. Okay, now, and on this side, the peppers, don't forget to water those. Those are right by the driveway. On the driveway side, they dry out really quick too, so they need a lot of water. Okay, what I usually do with the watering hose is I stick it through the, you can see this one here is a little bit stretched out. I stick it through one of the squares instead of draping it over, because these are sharp and it cuts into the, and so I just pull it out, and so it goes across the driveway, and then you can water these. We have the carrots, potatoes, cabbage, and these should be blooming by the time you're here. And these are strawberries, so not every single time, but every third day or so. Don't want to get them too waterlogged. And then you put the hose back so it doesn't go across the driveway. All right, and this gate is how you get inside to the garden on the other side. Now the garden on the other side, you water by hand, because we don't have a hose that goes out that far enough. So you go around. Now there is the bees, so if they're super active, be careful, because I've had a few bite me. All right, so this is the back garden. Right by, there's Prince Tutu and Romeo right there. So this is what you have. There is the green and the water. The barrel is full when it rains. Now, if it goes dry, you can use this downspout. And when your hose is out watering the other side of that garden, you can squirt the hose inside of here and fill this up. So, just a matter of just dipping in your water and watering them all. Some of these are new, so they cannot go without a day of watering. All of our rhubarb and our tomatillas got damaged by one of the chickens, and there's a gate here as well. Right by Prince Tutu, there's a gate, but you got to make sure that you close it back up and kick the bottom in, otherwise the chickens can go in and destroy the garden. So there it is. This is the, like I said, the back garden. And there's this monstrosity that is part of the walkway to get to the back garden. There's actually some hollyhocks there, so it'd be good to water them as well. The majority of these are just weeds. We just haven't gotten to this section yet, but that center area is hollyhocks, so they do need to be watered. And of course, the plants that are in the greenhouse need to be watered daily, whether it rains or not, because it doesn't rain on them in here. So there you go. That's Jamie and how she waters them. Just squirts them until they get nice and moist. And there's some hanging macrame that need to be watered too. That was actually coming back to life. We've got some basil in here. So when you water, don't forget to water. And these need to be watered really good because the water just goes right out of these containers.